Good morning all, and good morning David.
Good morning.
Today we have the pleasure to introduce David Jacobson, an artist that lives between Italy and UK, and with a lot of work behind him, and in its tradition he presented and he created several different experimentations in contemporary art. Today we are presenting an installation and a vertical work that he created. The first one is a very interesting story that David will tell us, and the second work, it's a composition with a very strong concept. So David, please, you can introduce your works and yourself.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, as you said, I'm David Jacobson. It was strange. There's two things that strike me about this. The one is we've got to wear masks, and your exhibition is called The Body. And usually we recognize someone by the face, and now we can't because we have COVID. The other thing is, this morning I received a message from my sister, who I always think doesn't understand my work. But I got this message saying, "That's your life on the wall." And in fact it is my life. So I'd like to explain why. These 7 confections that you see here are all the sketchbooks, or many of the sketchbooks and the diaries that I've kept over the years. I don't want them to be read in future. I don't want them to be seen in future, because I think that what happens is people in a different paradigm read and look at the drawings and they explain them in a contemporary fashion. And that's not the way that they were done initially. They were done under completely different circumstances. So for me, the thoughts, the words, the concepts are all there, except they are bound with string, they are glued together, there's wax that holds them together, and so everything is still there, except you cannot get to the detail, you cannot explain it. But it explains itself, in my opinion.
Yeah, first of all, it's a very strong installation. So themselves became from a sketchbook to an artwork.
Absolutely, exactly.
Full of memories, full of concepts. So I think that if it could have a way, you know,
yes,
it's very, 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 very heavy.
Heavy.
It's
yes.
Very heavy. Well, the thing is, one question about your introduction. What's about your story that you would like someone in future will write about you? Because everything now is closed.
Well, I don't know if I really want anyone to write about me, because I think that the work itself expresses what it is. I think many people work in a way, and once again we go back to what the body is, and we have the mind-body always and what's going on, and I think particularly now with what's happened with coronavirus, for example, or with what's happening in the world today with the global warming and this kind of thing, we are discovering that we as individuals are not, and we as a population, are not as important as we thought we were. We've been lucky that evolution has given us a brain, and the brain can do the most incredible things. But at the end of the day, it's not important who did them. It's what we do with them. It's how we use the ideas. So for me, if I want someone to write, I'm not interested that they write about David Jacobson, the person. I have no interest in that at all. But I do have an interest in the concept in this case, that you can have all of this information, but the information is hidden, like the mask side does.
Okay,
the information it's there, it exists, it is real, and it's collected together, but it cannot be deconstructed, because I would fear deconstruction, because some things would be interpreted in ways that it was not intended, and other things people might find out the truth about me. I don't know if I want that. But that's really the idea. It's to contain all of it as an object in one, not to be something that can be interpreted individually or independently.
Really interesting. What about the second work we present today?
The second work is, and this goes back to what I was saying about my sister saying this is my life. The second work really is part of what all of what I consider important in my experience of life. The top piece is a little Bible that was printed in Lucca. It's 1 inch by just under 1 inch, and it's a Catholic Bible. I'm actually born of Jewish descent, but I am an atheist. So it could be a Hebrew Bible, it could be Muslim, it could be anything. It's just a symbol of belief and of what I think is mythology. It's relevant that today, while we have all the religious wars we still have going on, we've got the Webb telescope up in space that's just about to send back information that goes back millions and hundreds of millions of years. So for me, the Bible is mythology. It's just mythology. Next, there are two aspects. On a personal level, there is the fact that the Nazis, when they tried to eliminate the Jewish people, they had left of these people, after the camps, teeth. And these are all teeth. I must admit that some of them are false teeth, some of them are real teeth. But science has proved today that the last place that you can get evidence of DNA is from teeth. When bodies burn or get destroyed, DNA will still exist in the teeth. And DNA is, in my mind, one of the hopes of the future, in order for us to know where and how we came from, how we developed.
And brings with us all our history.
Absolutely, which in fact links to this.
Yes, exactly.
Because you can find the DNA, that's my DNA in there. And then of course there's time, which goes on continuously, irrelevant, irrespective of what is going on. Time goes on. Whether we are here as a species or not, time will exist. It always does. It does because of the way in which the world has evolved since its first inception. So basically, yes, that is the story of my life.
David, congratulations. I really love your work, and I believe in what you say, because I think on many layers and subjects the same about the mystery of the creation.
Yes.
That sometimes can become, you know, more attractive when it's hidden.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
Because if you give to the public everything from the starting and everything behind the scenes until the end of the work,
yes,
until it's presented, there is no we cannot give to the visitors the time and even the imagination,
yes,
to
absolutely
enter inside the work and get lost.
Absolutely. And I think that's a very important point you make, because you know, one day you can think that you are doing it for this reason, but a few years later, when you look back on what you did, you realize actually that wasn't the reason. It was something else completely. We don't know our own minds as much as we would like to. And I think that's what this gives. It mystifies the things that are important to me. I know what they are. If I don't now, when I look at them, I couldn't tell you what was in that book or what was in that book. It's a mystery to me as well. So it encapsulates that aspect of life as well, that we can remember certain things for various reasons, but other things we don't quite know why we remember them or why we've forgotten them. How does the brain work to stop you from remembering certain things or to help you to remember other things? And that then, once again, reverts back to this, where when we grow up we are taught that we are this religion or that faith or whatnot, and it's only because our parents tell us. There may be a DNA that is a Jewish DNA, there may be a DNA, there is no Catholic DNA, you are given that from your parents, it's a mimetic thing. But our teeth will tell us who we are, where we come from. You can take somebody's tooth and say they are part Belgium and part this and part that and part... That holds the truth. And true to all of that is that it happens throughout history and for as long as we are aware of the future. Maybe it will be another animal in a few years' time. Who knows?
About the time, I was thinking that, David, your installation and your action to pack everything, yes, with glue and close forever, it's related to time, because usually when we open a sketchbook about an artist, it's a chronological work, because we are used to write from the first page and go over and over.
Yes.
When you pack everything, you destroy the time inside them. So I don't know if these books are from the last 10 years.
Well, actually, it will tell you on these tickets, these
You're right.
It says from 1989 to 1970, whatever. So it tells in that time space.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Wow, fantastic.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, David, for this conversation and for your time to be here.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me in your show.